Hello students, I am your Noor sir. Today's video is especially designed for ICSE Computer Application students. The main aim of making this video is to give some important tips for your upcoming exams. As you know that this paper is divided into two sections, section A and section B. Today I am going to discuss with you all for section B, that is the programming section. But before I start, what I have found that some of the students are worried about this section B, that is the Java programming based question. I don't know why they are so much worried about this section. Maybe they are not practicing programming at home or in school, or they have not taken this subject very seriously as compared to other subjects. But believe me students, with a very little effort, you can secure good marks in this subject, and this subject will be in your best 5 subject list. You just follow my instruction and I am sure you definitely secure 100% marks in this subject. So let's start with the section B.
So students, if you go through the instructions given in the section B part, you find an instruction that each program should be written using variable description or mnemonic codes, which means that you have to write comments or variable description for every program. Definitely, there are some marks allotted for comments or variable descriptions. Suppose if comments or variable description carries 2 marks for each program, in this way you can secure 8 marks very easily without any extra effort. Now the question arises, how to write the comments or variable description in the program. There are 2 ways to write the comments or variable descriptions in your program. Let's start with the first one. Write the comments at the end after writing the statement through single line comment. I have taken some variable as an example. Let's discuss it. int age terminated by a semicolon. Here it is followed by 2 forward backslash and then the variable description as comments, integer variable used to input age. Now come to the second one, string name. Again it is followed by 2 forward backslash followed by variable description as comment. Now come to the for loop variable. Variable I is used as loop variable of data type integer. This is a comment. You may write for the loop whether it belongs to for or while. Now for the condition, you may write checking the marks as comments, and for the function, any type of function, you may write function prototype. In this way, you may write the comments along with the variables. Now come to the second form, make a table of variables description mentioning each and every variable used in your program. For this, you have to draw the table with 3 columns. Name the heading to the first column as variable name, second column as data type, third column as purpose. In purpose, you may write the variable description. Let's discuss how to write the variable description. Suppose your program contains 3 variables, age, name and loop variable I. So write the age under the heading variable name, its data type under the heading data type, its description under the heading purpose. Come to the next one, that is name under the heading variable name, its type string under the heading data type, its purpose to input name. Now come to the loop variable I under the heading variable name, its type int under the heading data type, its description under the heading purpose to use as loop variable. Now the question arises, how you find the variable in your programs? It's very simple. Read the question carefully, you will get most of the variable in the program itself. Let's take some programming question. So this is an example. So if you read the program, you can easily find the variables. Here it is clearly mentioned that you have to input the name of the person, that is the first variable of type string, days stayed, second variable of type integer, third variable room number allotted of type integer, fourth check-in date of type string, checkout date, fifth variable of type string, and last not the least bill, sixth variable of type integer. So, you have seen how easy it is to write the variables from the program. Let us take another example. This example belongs to the single dimensional array. Here also you can see the variables. The first thing mentioned in the program is the name of the array, that is ARR. This is the first variable of type integer. Why integer? Because it is clearly mentioned in the question integer element. Now, for inputting the elements you need loop, maybe for loop or while loop, but for is more common. So, for statement needs a variable. I have taken I, that is the second variable of type integer. Now, for swapping the number you need third variable. I have taken temp, that is the third variable of type integer. Remember, if you mention any two variables from the whole program, you will get full marks of variable description. Now, come to the function based question. If you go through the section B part in the question paper, you find that the question 4 is always function based question. Now, writing the comments or variables description for this question is very easy, because all the important variable used in the program is already mentioned under the instance variable or data variable heading. For example, in the given program, name, units and bill are the variables used in the program, and their data type is also mentioned. So, what you have to do, you just note down it from the question paper and you will get full marks for variable description. So, name is the first variable, units is the second variable and bill is the third variable. Now, let us discuss function overloading type question. Here, you can easily find the common variable used in the program. In the above program, the first function contains two variable, one is str of type string and second is ch of type character. What you have to do, you just note it down from the function. Str is the first variable, ch is the second variable. Now, come to the second function. Here it contains only a single parameter, that is string s1. So, s1 is the name of the variable and its data type is string. So, S1 is the third variable of type string. So, in function overloading, you just note down the variable name with its data type. So, student, you saw how easy it is to write comments or variable description of a program. I hope if you follow my instructions, you will definitely secure full marks for variable descriptions or comments. Students, now I am going to give you some tips for solving the question number 4 of section B. Let us start with the question number 4 of section B. As you know, this question always comes from functions in Java, and believe me, the solution of the program is very easy to write. How? I am going to tell you step by step the tips for writing the solution of the program through which you can easily secure full marks. Let us start with the first step. Write the class name as given in the question. In this example, the name of the class is electric bill. So, you have to write as it is, class followed by the class name, that is electric bill. Remember, do not change the case of the character. It means if the character E and B is in capital and rest all in small, you have to write in same manner. If you do not write the class name properly, you lose the marks. Now, come to the step 2, the instance variable. Here also you have to follow the same rule as you have applied in naming the class. Writing all the variable as given, write all the variables as given in the question as it is along with their data types terminated by a semicolon. So, here 3 variables are given, you have to copy it only. int units, string name and double bill. Now, come to the constructor part. This is one of the easiest part of the question. What you have to do, you just note down the constructor name, that is same as the class name followed by the left and right parenthesis, and within the body of the constructor you have to write whatever instruction given in the description part. In this example, it is given integer number to 0 and string to empty. So, write the variable as per their data types, initialize 0 for integer, 0.0 for double and empty for string. Now, come to the next step, the function input. Write the name of the function properly with its return type as mentioned in the question paper. Remember, writing the name of the function with its return type followed by proper opening and closing braces will give you full marks. Now, the next is inputting the data members. Now, here remember one thing, you have to input only those data members which have been asked in the question. In this example, it has been asked only name of the customer and unit consumed, nothing else. What I found, some of the student input extra items which is not asked in the question paper. Inputting extra data items will not give you extra marks, but it kills your precious time. So, within the braces, write the scanner class first and input the data items with proper heading, like enter the name of the customer, enter the unit consumed. Remember, use the same variable name as mentioned in the data members. So, name or units we have already declared. If you do not take the same variable, you lose the marks. Now, come to the next step, that the function calculate. This function basically contains the calculation part. One thing I want to tell you, those functions where the calculation or logic is applied carries more marks than the others. So, write the code properly, but do not leave it. Whatever you know, write it as per the syntax. Now, in this example, if you see, there are 3 conditions, first 100 units, next 200 units, above 300 units are given. It means you have to use 3 or 2 if or if else statement and 3 calculation also. While writing the if statement, some instruction you have to follow. Write the if in a small case followed by left and right parenthesis, and within the parenthesis use the proper relational or logical operator. Do not terminate the if with semicolon. Use the proper symbol for relational operator and logical operator also. If you do not know the function definition, just write it down, the proper function name with its return type followed by the opening and the closing braces as given in the question paper. Now, come to the last function, that is display. This is also the most easiest part of the question. Here nothing you have to do logically. Just note down the function name properly. If not, then you lose the mark. Then within the braces, print the heading as asked in the question using print or println functions. Remember, if message is asked to print, then you have to print the message followed by the variable name. If you do not print the message, you lose the mark. Now, come to the next step. Here in this section, you have to write the main method, object creation of a class and calling all the function one by one. Here, creating of object is very important. Write the class name same as given in the question. If you do any mistake, your marks will be detected, followed by left and right parenthesis. So, to call the function, write it down, the object name followed by dot operator and then the name of the function terminated by a semicolon. You may write the comments as calling the input function, for calculate calling the calculate function, and for display calling the display function. So, students, you have seen how easy to write the solution of the question number 4 program. If you go through this video, you saw that only in the calculate function you have used logic. Rest in all functions, nothing to do much logically. Hope you will follow my instructions and secure 100% marks in your board examination.
So students, hope you like my video. Do not forget to subscribe it and share this video to other students also, so that they may also be benefited. Thank you.